Hi guys, Claire Ryan from claireryan.com. In the last video I talked to you about how to get more followers on Twitter. This time I just want to quickly look at how you should manage your account once you've got your followers in place. There's a couple of rules which you need to bear in mind first of all. The main ones are don't mass unfollow people. Okay, so once you follow, like when in the last video I said you could follow up to 1,000 people a day, don't then all of a sudden unfollow 1,000 people, because Twitter will start thinking that you're a robot and it won't like it. So don't do that. Second thing not to do is don't repeat yourself all the time. So don't keep repeating the same tweet. Don't keep repeating like links to your website, because it won't like that very much either. So try and keep your tweets balanced if you can. Put in, like, for example, here's my Twitter account. I've got a link to my website, but I've also got in some other posts and some personal updates and stuff as well. So try and keep it balanced. If you are linking back, this is the third rule, if you are going to link to outside of Twitter, try and keep it so that you've got a balance of about 60% other content and 40% links to outside of Twitter, because if you just put in constant links to something outside of Twitter, Twitter doesn't like that very much either. Okay, so those are the main things to bear in mind. What you want to do ultimately is you want to keep your followers engaged by posting relevant content as much as you can in the niche that you're focusing on. So as you can see, I've got my link here, but I've also got an article which is in an area that I'm looking into, and I've also got sort of updates and quotes. I've retweeted people and so forth. So keep everything relevant if you can. What I use, this is a really useful little tool, is I use something called TweetDeck. Okay, and it's great because if you look at it, I've got my timeline here, shows me what's coming on, what people are saying in my timeline. I've also got interactions, and I've also got my messages here. So you've got your whole Twitter account laid out basically. But the main reason that I use this is so that I can schedule my tweets, because you should try and tweet about 3 times a day just to keep your audience engaged, and so they expect things from you, so that they're looking forward to your tweets. Okay, so I'll just show you quickly. If you just type in hello there, for example, what you can do, which is great, is I can schedule this to go out anytime I like. So let's say I'll schedule this to go out at 10:30 tonight, and then tweet. That will now update, it should do, and when it's done it should appear in this scheduled box here, and it will go out at 10 o'clock tonight. So, you know, for example, we're all busy, so sometimes we can't get access to Twitter, and so if you schedule, basically what I do is I schedule my tweets in the morning sometimes to go out, so that I know that I'll get my 3 tweets in a day. So that's really, really useful. What else you should do, as I also mentioned a second ago, is to retweet people. So I've retweeted somebody here, for example, and the more you retweet people, people will start retweeting you as well, and that's kind of what it's all about, really. Gives you a bit more exposure. You should also try and use hashtags if you can. So if you're updating something and there's a relevant hashtag that you can use, so I'm talking about marketing stuff here, so I've done hashtag marketing and hashtag internet. You should do the same, because obviously that gives your tweets more exposure, so more people can see what it is that you've tweeted about. That's a great one also. Another thing which you need to do, and need to start doing, is tracking what you've done. So when we talked earlier on about where was it, about links, if you remember, Twitter only allows you to have 140 characters per tweet. So obviously what you don't want to do is put in long URLs, which takes up most of your 140 characters. So I go to a website called bit.ly.com. There are other websites you can use which do exactly the same thing, but this works just fine for me. What you do is you paste in, so let me paste in my website here. And now if I press return, what that will do is it will come up with a unique short code for me. which I can then copy and then paste into Twitter, which will obviously not take up all of my 140 characters. But the great thing about it also is that it will actually give you stats. So if you go into the stats here, you can look at how many people have accessed or clicked on that link that you've posted, where in the world they were, and so forth. So what you can do is start tracking what works and what doesn't work. So if you've posted a URL, for example, and nobody's clicked on it, and you've posted one that 100 people have clicked on, you know obviously to keep doing whatever it was you did in the one that 100 people have clicked on. So that's something to bear in mind as well as tracking. It's really really useful and quite essential when you start trying to promote things, because obviously you want to see what works and what doesn't work. The last thing I want to look at is try to keep your account looking healthy. So always have more followers than the people you are following. Okay, it just looks better and it just looks more professional, basically. And that's it. That's hopefully some helpful, handy tips to help you manage your Twitter account better, and more importantly, for you to keep the interest of the people who are following you. Thanks a lot. If you found this video useful at all, I encourage you to leave a comment in the box underneath. And hopefully I will see you again in the next video soon. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.